Hi, this is Jeff from the Overwatch team. I'm here in Irvine, California, but I have to tell you, it's such an honor to be talking to our Korean community directly. You guys mean so much to us and so much to the world. In so many ways, the rest of the world looks up to Korea as the capital of the gaming world. Some of the best professional players of esports of all times have come out of Korea. There's such an amazing, admirable gaming culture in Korea. So we're very honored to have this opportunity to talk to you directly. I know that what's on a lot of Korean players' minds is a concern over how other players behave sometimes. And there's a question about what is Blizzard and the Overwatch team doing to correct and make that behavior better over time. One of the first things that comes up is that people have concern that we don't talk about it more. So I'd like to start by explaining why we don't talk about it more. In general, we don't like to talk about what we're doing to punish bad behavior too much, because the more players who exercise that bad behavior understand the things that we do, the easier it is for them to circumvent our protections that we put in place. But today I would like to talk a little bit about some of the things that we've done and some of the things that we're doing to make the situation better. So as you know, we recently added a feature called Avoid as Teammate that gives you more control as a player over your individual experience, where you can say, I don't want to be grouped with this person anymore. I don't want them on my team any longer because they're exhibiting a behavior that I don't like for whatever reason. So that's a good example of something that we've done. We've also added a lot more transparency to the reporting system that's in the game. Now, when a player is actioned for reports against them, and if you're one of the players who reported them, you will either get an email notification that your report did something, or you'll get a direct in-game message, which should be really helpful. Now, talking about the reporting system in general, we've greatly upped the punishments and made them more severe for players who are misbehaving. We can now escalate when it comes to abusive chat, for example. We escalate from a silence to a period of suspension to ultimately closing the account. As you know, we also publicly post on the forums which accounts we've banned in Korea, so that you know that action is taking place and that action is real and happening. Now, there are other things happening at Blizzard behind the scenes that people don't see a lot of the time that's interesting for me to talk about. And I can't talk about all of them for those reasons that I mentioned at the start of this talk. But one of the things that we started exploring at first in English and have since translated into Korean is the concept of using a machine learning algorithm to learn toxic chat. So that way we don't have to wait for players to report other players. We can have verified toxic chat actioned when it happens, and it surfaces it to us in a much faster fashion than waiting for player reports. There's really no excusable reason why certain toxic things should be said in the chat whatsoever. So that's something that we've been tracking and using machine learning and put a lot of technology behind. Eventually we will translate this into more languages that the game is in, but for now you should know that it's in Korean, and it's something that's very near and dear to us to keep working on. We actually have a strike team across Blizzard that involves people from the game team and people from many other departments across Blizzard, focused entirely on improving the play experience and making player behavior positive and more of a positive impact to you, and making sure that our players are not as negatively impacted on it. Now, there are other things that we would like to do and are working on that is not on the punishment side of things. We all know that players who exhibit bad behavior, we'd like to see them either punished or removed from the game. But we also want to start making efforts towards players who are exhibiting positive behavior and reinforcing the positive behavior in the game. I'm very pleased to announce that early this summer, there will be 2 major social systems coming online that we will tell you more about very soon. But early in the summer, you will learn about those social systems that we've built to help encourage positive behavior more. And we have a third system that will come either in the late summer or early fall of next year that's also a tremendous effort towards encouraging players to be better to one another, but also to have more control over their own play experience. So hopefully this outlines some of the things that we're doing to make your play experience better. Also, there's some surprises coming for Korea specifically this summer that I'm really excited about, and we can't wait to engage with you and your community more. Thank you so much for playing our game. Thank you for being patient with us, and it means so much to us to have such a strong gaming community in Korea. Thank you so much.